What we are seeing in our area here, the Aklaka nation, comprising the Ekpeyes and the Obas, since the discovery of oil, far back late 50s, about 58, 59, until about 1962, when they discovered the oil, the atmosphere has changed, the environment changed, the human character changed. Everything naturally around the whole nation of Aklaka changed. And unfortunately, the worst of it all is land grabbing, followed by environmental racialism, followed by ecocide. Most of all these things, when one sees what is happening here, no more bumper harvests from our crops. Our youth now are totally useless because they don't think in a way that will benefit them. The oil company has been able to falsify our value system. The peasant economy has all been destroyed. Nearly even the human beings, because once the atmosphere changes, once the environment changes, once the whole environment has been polluted by all these oil companies, as it affects the plants, so it also affects the thinking of our own people. Like we who are elders, myself, I'm 81 years old now. I come to tell the world that oil companies that are the mainstay of capitalism, exploitation of man by man presently, should think twice. They should recognize the fact that they are human beings. They should also recognize the fact that the world has been living without oil, and that the world can still live without oil, since oil is not benefiting the whole people. Instead of oil being making progress for the development of society, is now a cause. What I'm trying to appeal to the whole world is to think that we come to this world to maintain it. We need democratic development based on the preservation of the originality of Earth, which is sustaining the human society. Because if the whole Earth and the whole environment is being destroyed, that means we're also destroying the existence of the human race. Now they are constructing what we call useless infrastructures that does not benefit people, creating unnecessary roads instead of developing the human environment. They are creating useless, what we call ceremonial projects that do not benefit the people generally. We are also calling the United Nations to enforce all the declarations, all the conventions that maintain peace in the world. Because without peace, there will be no development, global development. There will be no regional development. There will be no national development. Peace is the pivot of development. But this peace has been eroded by the oil companies. I have never seen any manufacturing company, any extractive industry that is as bad as this oil exploration. They are dangerous. They commit crime against humanity. They poison the whole human environment. And by poisoning the human environment, they poison the human beings that occupy the environment itself. The people's cultures has been abused. The youth has been misdirected. They don't believe in the value system of our own period. Even our culture, all of them has been so devastated. No respect for the elders. Those youths whom we think are future leaders are taking the leadership now. And a youth is a youth. worried by exuberances, things that are not valuable for human existence. That is, they think of material wealth. They don't think of acquiring the knowledge that will guide their future. They don't respect their parents even. They don't want to go to school. Our governments now make what we call presidential and ministerial budgets instead of making budgets for rural development. They come here and they build schools with very high money. After all said and done, these schools produce nothing but half-baked graduates. They produce nothing but cultists that destroy the society. They come here, they make money, they come and you also take away the land from the people, telling us that they are building hospitals. These are the money they bring and pay to their private contractors, ordinary contractors. They share, all these our political leaders, share this money with our contractors. And what do we get in the hospitals? No drugs. Instead, if to say we have stable hospitals, our political leaders wouldn't be traveling outside of this country for treatment, for medical treatment. That is one thing we must know. But they go outside the country, they go to places like India, United States, South Africa, France, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, all that to take treatment. But here, we are ruled through propaganda. They don't do anything. Every day people suffer. Every day they destroy our environment. They will say they will pay compensations. No compensations. If really we are practicing a democracy known as government of the people, for the people and by the people, then all these natives would have been in charge of all these oil companies. It is the indigenes that would have been in control of all these oil blocks. But it is not so. Outsiders, unknown to our people, come and buy all these blocks, which the people would have been able to control in order to at least protect the environment. We suffer, others eat. That is what they call the oil cost. What we want is for the indigenes, where these oils are coming from, we want them to control the oil blocks. When they control the oil blocks, they will know how to utilize the money to safeguard our environment. They will know how to utilize the money to train our future generations, the young ones. They will know how to use the money to cater for our mothers in the hospitals, cater for the aged, and there will be a lot of food. They will preserve the soil very well instead of allowing the capitalist elements to destroy our environment and going back to start feeding us with GMO. That is genetically modified organisms. We want foods that are real organic foods produced from our natural soil. We don't want any GMO. We want our natural food that will give us strength, that will be able, to grow through the natural process instead of unnecessary chemicals that we don't know how it is being manufactured. These are the principles that we want equality on this area. We don't want charity. We don't want philanthropy. We want to get our right. We want to control the oil in the way that it will benefit the whole entire regions that produce its oil. And we will also protect our environment. We will also train our children. We will also maintain ourselves so that we will be useful to the society. This is the purpose of God putting us here where we live. This place is owned by the Akalaka people. And we don't want anybody to come here and destroy it or treat us as second-class citizens. We want to reap from what God has given to us. And we also want God to help us to protect and preserve the naturality of this environment and the people occupying it. This is my prayer. And this is what I want the world to listen. Then those who are prepared to listen and to give us helping hand should contact us.